The first chart that I'll open up is a chart of market breadth, again highlighting how narrow this market is. And last week's correction has seen the market become more narrow. So number of stocks above 50 DMA stand just at 31, within which only 16% are extended, that is extended above 50 DMA. For 200 DMA, there are only 34 stocks that are above 200 DMA, 13% of those are extended. And for Nifty 500, now just 38% stocks are above 200 DMA, out of which only 11% stocks are overextended. So last week, this number was 43 and I think 44 and again 44. But this week, you've seen substantial deterioration happening in market breadth, especially after the kind of statements that started coming out from Washington about imposing 200 to 500% tariff on BRICS. So again, this should be a guide in terms of position size. The point that I stated in last week's update, and poor breadth, always remember, leads to random sell-off in the market. I won't say last week's sell-off was random in nature because it was kind of news-driven. There are a couple of charts I'll put up later. But yes, you will find that in strength pockets also, suddenly market starts reversing. This is something we have seen between 2018 and 2019 when the market breadth was weak, even in 2015, if you want some historical precedence of it. The second chart I'll pull out is the MSCI World Index relative to India. So this price that you see, the ticker is XMSW. This is MSCI World Stock Market Index compared to Nifty 500, that is Nifty 500 Index. So if you look here, you would find that ever since we topped out in September 2024, yes, we have made a all-time high on Nifty, but ever since we topped out in September 2024, overall MSCI World Market has comfortably outperformed India. So we are in a lagging kind of a cycle when it comes to world with respect to wherever the money is flowing. The same kind of trend you can see when you open up the emerging market chart with respect to India. This is the emerging market ticker, which is EEM. Again, look at the trend. September 2024, this index has been consistently outperforming the broader market, that is Nifty 500. So we are in a very tough cycle, without a shadow of doubt. Within that tough cycle, yes, we are getting opportunities in some sectors, in some pockets, but when a market or a stock or a sector is in an underperforming cycle, it becomes very difficult to anticipate from where the reversal can come. That is from upside to downside and downside to upside, which is why holding positions and being a positional trader in the market also starts getting difficult. So these difficult phases are necessary in the market in terms of price correction, in terms of correction of valuation also. I'll open up a chart, I think chart number 8, that exhibits why currently a lot of market participants are chasing valuation in the market. Now this is MSCI, this is the RRG chart. This is the MSCI emerging market. This is MSCI Europe ETF. This is MSCI World Index. Look where India is. I forgot to pull out the chart of 2021 and 2023 just to show you where India was. It was actually here. So this is again just a cycle where India is lagging. A lot of things are happening geopolitically that are going against India. You just need to look towards east and west to realize what is going on. India is in not a position to fight the two most powerful countries in the world. We are getting squeezed from all sides. It's a difficult time, without a shadow of doubt. Plus, we are not getting FII, FPI flow. And to the credit to them, that is, they are getting much better investment opportunities abroad. Plus, gold and silver is rallying. A lot of hard metals are rallying. So India is not able to attract fund flow. There are some shortcomings from our side also that I've spoken about earlier. But this is how it is. This is the kind of cycle that is currently playing out in the market. So till now, we have covered 4 charts. These 4 charts, that is chart number 4, 3, and 2, highlight how India is in a lagging kind of a cycle with respect to the world, with respect to the emerging market. Chart number 1 tells you how narrow the market is in terms of a bull market. Yes, there are pockets where bull market exists. I know it is very difficult to think about this market in terms of a bull market, but ultimately it depends upon who you are. I'm always looking at the positive side of things because equities generally over time reward only those who are optimistic and look at the positive side of things. And a lot of pockets, whether it is autos, metals, banks, these still remain in a solid trending kind of a structure, the charts I'll put up. And this is why I'd say that this is a selective but very difficult kind of a bull market. If you were in the stock market in 2015, in 2017, 18, or in 2011, 12, 13, you would remember these phases, and these phases don't end so soon. That is the negative part of it. So if you map out the phase of 2011 Jan to 2013 December, you would find that broader markets remained in a very tight range of maybe 15 to 20%. But within that, there were tremendous amount of opportunities for people to participate in, that is specific sectors. So we are somewhere in that phase, I would tell you. So chart number 5 is about you have to be clear about knowing what to track. Now, this is very simple template that I keep giving out every week. This is again 50 DMA. This is again a clear structure of higher high, higher low. This is again a structure of rising relative strength. You have to know which pockets you have to track. Now, PSU Bank is retracing back to 50 DMA. Keep your eyes open in terms of those PSU banks which are falling into rising relative strength. They should be on your radar. Chart number 6. Again, this is an index, clear higher high, higher low. It is now pulling back towards 50 DMA after it extended above 50 DMA. Look at the rising relative strength. This is again a pocket where you have to focus in these difficult times also. No one is asking you to go out and blindly buy. Let the market stabilize, but let the price come closer to 50 DMA in individual stocks also. The next pocket is Nifty Auto and EV. When I was covering Nifty, PSU Bank, even private sector bank structure is not bad. In fact, overall, Nifty Bank is in a healthy kind of structure. Look at auto, rising relative strength. Fantastic structure. It is again pulling back. See, what happens is when you see this kind of movement, you see a lot of participation. Then people get bored, exit. Again, a leg up comes. Again, people chase. Again, the price pulls back. So you have to try and get in when the price is pulling back. Have some small bit of allocations. Have a strategic way of scaling in. But you have to look at pockets that are clearly doing well. And that is what, you know, the next index tells you. This is the rare earth index where the government is undertaking a lot of reforms. You can alter this index. There are a couple of more stocks in this. But again, look at this index. It is again pulling back into a rising 50 DMA, beautiful relative strength. These are the pockets of strength. And that is what is exhibited in chart 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you have to know what to track. You have to be very clear about the pockets you need to track. Now you open up a chart of infrastructure index, or you open up CPSE, or you open up PSC. Unfortunately, defense and capital markets haven't worked. I still remain bullish on those index because they are a new age kind of sector for India. And I think capital market defense, after they have some more time consolidation, price consolidation will again set up. But those are the pockets where price is clearly making a higher high, higher low, where relative strength is rising. This is the pocket where you have to focus. Now I'll come to the point. Yeah, this was the value index I wanted to show up. One of my friend had actually shared this with me. This is Nifty 500. Within that, top value 50 names. So in the earlier part of the video, I was telling you why market participants are also shifting towards pockets where they see valuation comfort. And this chart actually exhibits that. This index is available on NSE India or niftyindices.com. You can just check the constituents of this particular index. Again, pulling back into a higher high, higher low structure, beautiful relative strength. So this is what exhibits value coming in the market. I'll now come to chart number 9, which is knowing when and where to enter. So this was knowing what to track. This is knowing when and where to enter. There are 3 parts to it. That is pattern, sectors, and embrace that things can go wrong. A base or a pattern near 50 DMA. That is, if you're a positional trader, you need to look for a pattern or a base that is near 50 DMA. If you're an investor, you need to look for a base or a pattern near 200 DMA. These are timeless concepts, not my concepts. It's a concept of Jesse Livermore. It's a concept of William O'Neill, Stan Weinstein. This has stood the test of time. It will work even 50 years down the line. Let no one tell you that 50 DMA, 200 DMA doesn't work in the market. There are people who haven't researched and just believe in some theories that float around on internet. Patterns. You need to avoid chasing stocks that are way above 50 DMA. Last week was a brutal lesson for people who were chasing momentum above 50 DMA. Once a stock extends 8-10% above 50 DMA, there is no risk reward there. You need to look for strong bases around 50 DMA. I'll come to this chart number 10. Sectors. You need to scan for sectors and industries that are exhibiting strength. Clear price trending structures of higher high and higher low with rising relative strength. And you also have to remember that nothing is fail proof. Don't stop believing in the process. Follow it. Equities are the most amazing instruments out there. They won't give you 20-30% every year. We've had a fantastic 2021, 2022 to something like September 24. Don't expect similar returns. I know majority of people have come in during that phase just because we were in a roaring bull market. But we need to go through 2-3 years of grind. I think almost 15 odd months are over. I think once we move somewhere closer to March 26, April 26, anything can happen. Be positive. You never know what is coming in the budget. We can have an ugly January and February, and then market starts moving higher. So believe in equities, believe in the Indian growth story. Nothing is fail proof. You need to have your risk management rules with you all the time, but trust the process. Ultimately, that is what discipline and patience brings to market. The third is embracing the fact that we are not in a roaring bull market. Entire world is moving up except India. In October, I felt that Indian markets were poised to at least start performing very well, outperforming emerging markets also, but that hasn't panned out. This happens. It happens because sometimes the data that you're reading the data in a particular way. That time I was looking at banks, metals, autos was setting up, and this is a beautiful combination. Always remember, whenever banks, metal, and auto are in a good structure, very rarely you will see indices cracking. Individual pockets can, like for instance, Smith space, that is small cap, micro cap, or the SME space is not doing well, and they won't do well that soon. But broader sectors and indices generally won't crack when you have these three pockets supporting the market. Okay, so you need to be positive, but you need to embrace the fact that we are in a tough cycle, and sometimes your analysis will go wrong. Now, what is a base around 50 DMA? A base around 50 DMA, this is just an example. I've purposely removed the stock name because I cannot speak about stocks. This is nothing but a beautiful contraction playing out near 50 DMA. The entry comes in when the stock starts moving above 320, 330. Can it happen that this particular level is hit and the base fails? Yes. But that is what technical analysis is all about. It's about aligning the odds in your favor and then letting market tell you whether the time is right or not. So this is a contraction, a beautiful contraction. Currently, the RS is flattening out, but over the last 4-5 months, RS has been beautiful. So when the stock attempts to move up and have this snapshot as a template that you can follow on your stocks or sectors you like, because this is what a base around 50 DMA is. A previous base was something like this. Can you see the contraction at 50 DMA, and then price deviates away? Don't try and chase here. This is what a lot of participants are doing still, because some days some stocks are up 20, 30, 40%, and a lot of news flows around it. Some flashing tickers come up on the screen. X social media is there. Don't do all that. Look for a base near 50 DMA. And then, only then, see whether you want to take entry in terms of whether the sector you like or the stock you like. All right. So I'll come up with another update next week. Have a great weekend ahead. Thanks for watching. Take care and be safe.